Following back-to-back wins over the top two seeds in the West, the Jazz and the Suns, Draymond Green said the Warriors enjoy being hunters. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Ben Pickman and Wilton Jackson. So, if they do get through the play-in, Ben, and are in that first-round series with one of those top two seeds, could you see the Warriors pulling off an upset? I think you have to give them the proverbial puncher's chance because they're going to have the best player on the floor regardless in Steph Curry. Draymond Green is having an excellent season. Andrew Wiggins has been contributing on both ends for them. That they've gotten some championship DNA there. And I don't fully quite believe in the Suns or the Jazz as of yet. They're going to have to show and prove in the playoffs.
Robin, I think we definitely enjoy watching the Warriors be the hunters, and it's going to be a thrill to watch Steph Curry in the postseason, but I don't really think they have a chance to get out of the first round, right? You mentioned it. They're going to need a lot from Andrew Wiggins, Kent Bazemore, Jordan Poole to get out of the first round, and I want to give the Suns and the Jazz a little bit more credit. They've been the league's best teams all year round, with Utah having a top 4 offense and top 4 defense, Phoenix being top 7 in both metrics. Yes, it's not going to be fun to play Steph Curry and the Warriors, especially for the Jazz, considering Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley coming off injuries, and they're going to have to chase Steph, which is never really pleasant. But Golden State's offense is still below average, and while Steph has the ability and capability to pop off for maybe one game or 2 games, I just think the talent discrepancy between the Warriors and those two teams is too great. And let's give some credit to the Suns and Jazz for the seasons they've had. I think we'll see them both in the second round if they do have to play Golden State.
Look, that's probably right, and I'm probably not giving them enough credit. Obviously, the Suns are different this year with Chris Paul at the helm, and the Jazz have been doing it for the entire season. But the Warriors, Wilton, have gotten on a better track, and maybe we're being swayed a little bit too much by the recent performance because there's been a lot of 40-game blowouts in the mix there. But they look like a better team than they were earlier in the season heading into the play-in and then, for them, hopefully the playoffs.
Robin, the Warriors have been a much better team. And, I have to say, like Ben said, give credit to the Jazz and the Suns. They've had phenomenal seasons. But when you talk about, when it matters the most, when you're talking about going into the playoffs, it starts now. And so the Warriors being able to knock out both of the top 2 Western Conference teams, that speaks volumes. And to that point, I definitely think they have a chance to pull a first round upset. Now, will it take a lot out of them? Absolutely. Obviously, Steph will have to have a historic game for them. You're going to have to get Andrew Wiggins, Kent Bazemore, and Jordan Poole to show up each night in that series to beat one of those teams. And granted, that Utah game that they won, and being alluded to, they've had injuries on that team. So that's not the full Utah team that they're going to see if they have to play them in the playoffs. But I definitely think they have a chance to knock off one of those teams in the first round.
Yeah, I think you might need more than a historic game from Steph is the problem. You might need the historic series. And I just don't know, if 4 out of 7 times that's happening. If this was single elimination, sure.